DC and back under COVID. Now I'm going to speed a huge amount of this up because otherwise it's almost 2 hours of video. I've cut certain parts out because they're useless. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is me driving in. It is approximately 4:55. I have to leave 4:05 to make it down to DC by 6. And then when I turn around and come back, it's just insane. Normally when I'm driving down this road, it's not quite packed at this hour, but there's a lot of cars. And it's just insane watching this, and I thought it was funny just how few cars there are under COVID. For anyone who's new to the channel and hasn't really paid much attention or anything, I'm driving my new Tri-Glide. It's Harley Davidson. Currently I have almost 3,000 miles on it since February, and this is June, so it's not as many as I normally put on a bike in that time period, but I wasn't planning to make this a review for the bike, but I might as well. The brakes are, wow, they're fantabulous, but I still have a lot less friction than a car, so please give bikes and trikes extra room. And if you are riding one, remember that you don't stop as fast as other vehicles. This vehicle has a lot of power, it's very comfortable. I decided to spoil myself, and we've got heated seats and heated grips, which makes it really nice. It's got a 6-gallon tank, and it's kind of neat because it'll tell me, hey, you're low on fuel, basically at the 1 gallon point it tells me. So far the longest ride I've done, just a straight ride, is a little over 110 miles, and that's pretty nice. The longest day we've done is about 200 something miles on back roads. It was real cool. Because with everything closed down right now, it's not really worth going to a lot of places, but it's still fun taking back roads out and seeing the countryside. And yes, you could take highway the whole way. On my way back, it is, I think, mostly highway. It's just going to work. I prefer taking these side roads because on regular traffic mornings, it's actually faster. Now in the afternoon, because of traffic, it gets insane. Well, as you can see, I sped this up. This is 20 times normal speed. And for anybody who's asking why I decided on the Tri-Glide as opposed to being Indian and triking it, or a Honda and triking it, well, you're looking at the price of the bike. The price of the bike is on average $35,000 to $40,000 out the door. And then you're looking at $15,000 to $20,000 for a trike kit. So I thought getting a $38,000 bike was a little more realistic. And if you notice, there is a lot of traffic here, but it's still nothing compared to the traffic that it normally has. Because normally during this time period, I am maybe going, 5-10 miles an hour due to traffic in this particular area. And I always laugh. I'm like, okay, this is early morning DC, and it's just insanely packed. But that's because you have so many people coming into the city on a day-to-day basis. I mean, this is COVID. This is, I think, 8 weeks into COVID at this point, so a lot more traffic. I wish I'd have thought of videotaping these sooner, because my first day that I drove down, because I'd come down on Mondays to check everything out, it was just insane. It was so packed. Almost there, and here I am getting ready to head home. I didn't cover much about the trunk space, but I do have to say it is large enough to carry 2 full-face helmets for the upper part. The lower part we really haven't played around with much yet. But we can either do 2 full-face helmets, and we've put our jackets in there. I've also just laid the jackets over the seats when we go in to do anything. Like sometimes you have to go in. I had to go in for the 1,000-mile check for the bike. Now coming up here with all this traffic, that's usually as soon as you hit the highway, and it's just that continuously. This traffic, as you'll see here when we get up to it, is actually due to an accident. Didn't look like anyone was injured, and it had to have been a somewhat recent accident because no one was there yet. But this is usually like this, and actually slower with no accidents. And I've been asked a couple of times why I like to ride my motorcycle more often than my truck or my wife's car or something, and I like the enjoyment of being on the bike. I've always felt it was more productive to be able to feel happy, because sometimes in a car after a long hard day or even a short day, you're just like, okay, I getting frustrated with all the traffic. On the bike, you really don't care about the traffic because you can move around a little bit more. It's a lot more free. Coming up on the accident there, front of his vehicle is gone, back of his vehicle's all messed up. And then boom, because that was all that was holding us up, everybody's going. And it's kind of funny because currently we have to really be careful that we stay within the speed limit, because normally you're 10 to 20 or 30 miles below speed limit, if not lower. Area is supposed to be being worked on up here. I don't remember if it was actually being worked on or the signs are just still up. And on a normal day, I generally take a train down, so I just drive over to the train station, get in the train, take it down to Union Station, and then take a bus from Union Station to the Navy Yard. But in the Petrie of 700 to 900 people on the train and a packed bus, I think the safety of the open road is a little easier right now. And we start going down more often in July. Then I'll start looking at it again. I'm probably gonna in August start taking it, because though on the bike it's not expensive, I just prefer not having to spend my gas and wear and tear just to go to work, because it's almost 100 miles round trip one time. And I don't really like living in city centers. I prefer the open spaces of the countryside. And we live really close to water. In the fall, I can see it through the trees. A very nice, quiet neighborhood to live in. I do live within the DC, Baltimore, Annapolis triangle. One thing on a bike, you gotta keep your head on the pivot. Anytime you're gonna change lanes, check the lane, check it again, check in front, keep your bubble. Hopefully you've done your T-clocks on your bike before you leave. Oh, another thing with the trike, I've got bad knees and back anymore, so thanks Army. Really liked being in the Army, but ended up disabled, but that's okay. You do what you do for your country and for your future. But with the Tri-Glide, I can just keep my feet up on the steps and I don't have to worry about it as much. And when I stop, I don't have to put my feet down. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but it has cruise control, which I find very convenient. I have been asked why I didn't get the automatic, and I'm like, well, I think Honda is the only one that has a true automatic at the moment. And it would just have been so much more expensive, I couldn't justify it. My other bike is a Honda, it's a VTX. I've put 84,000 miles on it. It's an 06, I am the original owner. And yes, I still ride it from time to time. Well, we're approaching the end here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be well, stay sharp, keep the shiny side up, support your law enforcement, your military, your teachers. Try to be the best you can be. This is Dark Dave out.